Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
We are taking remaining part of winding. So if you remember, just to remind you, we have started the topic with the introduction of weaving preparation, which is having different processes. And this department in the industry is known as weaving preparatory department. Every weaving industry is having weaving preparatory department before weaving. So to get or to obtain or to produce the final product or the supply material, supply package for the weaving, that is weaver's beam, we require all these processes. With the help of these processes, we are preparing weaver's beam, which is supply package for weaving machine or loom. So to prepare a proper supply package or a required supply package is a very important requirement of the weaving industry. And this department is fulfilling that requirement to get a suitable or a desired weaver's beam so that it can be converted into fabric by the process of interlacement of warp and weft on the machine called loom. So weaving preparatory department or weaving preparation is comprising of different steps as we have discussed yesterday: winding, warping, sizing, and looming. Looming consists of drawing in plus tying in. So here sizing is an optional process which is used only for some special cases. Similarly, tying in is also an optional process which is not always used. It is also used in a particular case or particular situation. So basically winding, warping, and drawing in are the compulsory processes. These two, one is sizing and another is tying in, depends on some special cases or special situations. So that we have done yesterday. Just to remind, we are revising it. Then we have started the first process, winding, the definition and the objects of winding. So I'm just once again reminding you about the object because this is a very important part of this topic. In winding, warping, sizing, or drawing in means all the weaving preparatory processes. We will emphasis on objects as well as their working principles or working of different parts through the passage of yarn on that machine. So the main part or main syllabus we are going to cover here, the main topics we are going to cover here in this unit is objects and working of important parts with the help of passage of material on that machine. So for winding, we have taken objects. There are two main objects. One can be brief as package inspection. Package inspection means we are checking the package, and if there are some objectionable faults, we are removing those faults. And that's why in short, you can say the first object is package inspection. So and the purpose is to remove all objectionable faults like thick places, thin and weak places, slubs, or big knots. So that we can prevent breakages of the warp threads in the next process, and to avoid the defects or to produce a quality fabric which is having minimum defects. So that is obtained with the help of first object. And the second object is to wind the yarn from a hank or ring bobbin. So I have made a change here, and that can be, in short, we can say the second object is package stability. Package stability means to prepare a suitable package, which is accommodating a suitable length of yarn, which is required in the next process without exhausting the package. Package बिना खत्म हुए जितना हमें next process में length चाहिए, उस size का हमें package तैयार करना. So we may convert bigger packages into smaller packages of required number, or sometimes smaller packages into bigger packages according to our requirement. So these are the two main objects which we have discussed yesterday also. Then we have discussed requirements of a good winding. I will just repeat the points. Explanation already we have taken, students. So I think it will be clear to you. But just to remind, I'm just reading their points. First, the package should have a yarn of required length. वो मैंने आपको अभी मेंशन भी किया ऑब्जेक्ट में. अगर रिक्वायर्ड लेंथ का यार्न उस पैकेज पे नहीं है तो पैकेज पहले से ही एग्जॉस्ट हो जाएगा ड्यूरिंग द नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस, और उसके लिए वापस आपको क्रील पर नए पैकेज से उसको रिप्लेस करना पड़ेगा. And that requires stopping of the machine, so it will reduce the efficiency of the next process, that is warping. Second is properties of yarn should not be disturbed. ये हमें ध्यान रखना है. अच्छी वाइंडिंग का मतलब है कि हम वाइंडिंग तो कर रहे हैं लेकिन ये जो प्रॉपर्टीज हैं यार्न की वो डिस्टर्ब नहीं होनी चाहिए, उसके साथ हमें कोई कंप्रोमाइज नहीं करना है. थर्ड इज पैकेज शुड बी बिल्ट टू गिव एन इजी अनवाइंडिंग. इसकी जो अनवाइंडिंग है, जो रनिंग ऑफ है, जब वापस हम दूसरी नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस में जब उसको अनवाइंड करते हैं हाई स्पीड के ऊपर, तो वो इजीली अनवाइंड हो जाए, इस तरह से हमें पैकेज फॉर्म बिल्ड करना है. फोर्थ इज नॉट शुड बी टाइड सो स्ट्रांगली that it can run without any problem at the time of warping. Warping is the next process, and tension should be constant and regular, and process must be efficient so that waste is as least as possible. जितना कम वेस्ट हम कर सकें उतना ही हमारा इकोनॉमी पे फर्क पड़ेगा, कॉस्ट पे फर्क पड़ेगा. These are the requirements of a good winding. Next, we have taken the working of a warp or cone winding machine, or working of different parts of warp or cone winding machine. It is generally known as warp winding machines, but because it is most of the time we are producing cones, that's why generally or in the industry it may also known as cone winding machines. So we have taken the passage, the last class, passage of yarn on warp winding machine. So how we are preparing the package on this winding machine, which can be used into the next process, that is warping, or when we are whatever the type of warping we are using. So here we are preparing cone or cheeses, which is supply package for warping, that is next process. So to prepare a cone or cheese here, we are starting from here. This is a supply package. Here we have shown a small bobbin, ring bobbin, then guide, porcelain guides. So guides are guiding towards the next device in the upward direction, that is tensioner, which is this type of tensioner here we are using. Then it is passing through the gap between the slub catchers, and then this yarn guide is again guiding the yarn in the upward direction towards the traverse drum, which is winding the yarn with the proper traverse on full length of the package, that is cone. And whenever there is a break of the thread, so to avoid the unnecessary friction and rubbing of the yarn with the drum, we are lifting this cone with the help of cone holder. And whenever again we are starting the machine with the help of cone holder, we are lowering the package, and it comes in contact with traverse drum, and the yarn start winding on this package, that is cone. So in this way, this working of the winding machine can be understood. And to understand working of individual parts, we have shown the diagram here of slub catcher, which is an important part, which is mainly responsible to remove thick places, slubs, and big knots. जो भी नॉर्मल डायमीटर से बड़ी कोई भी अगर वहां पर आता है डायमीटर यार्न का, मे बी थिक प्लेस, मे बी स्लब, मे बी नॉट्स, उनको रिमूव करने के लिए हम स्लब कैचर यूज करते हैं. एंड डिस्क टाइप टेंशनर हम यूज करते हैं थिन प्लेसेस विच आर वीक. जो वीक प्लेसेस हैं और थिन है, उसको रिमूव हम यहाँ नहीं कर सकते हैं. उसको रिमूव करने के लिए हम टेंशनर यूज करते हैं. एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेंशनर, बाय इंक्रीजिंग द नंबर ऑफ डिस्क or by changing the disc of different, by using the weight, by increasing the weight of the disc, we can increase tension on the yarn and by increasing the tension on the yarn, we are applying that much tension that which will be applied in the next process. So if it is weaker than that, it will break here, and if it can survive, it means it will survive in the next process also. So in this way, we are removing weak places here. And this is here we have shown a grooved drum, which is shown here. This is grooved according to our requirement, and these grooves are responsible to impart traverse to the yarn, so that yarn will not wind only on one place of the cone. It will wind from top to bottom of the cone. यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक पूरी layer wind होगी, and then next layer will be wound on the first layer, and then next layer on the second. In this way, the whole package will be built up in the winding process, and then this package can be used in the next process. It may be warping, or it may be on loom also. When we are using shutterless looms, directly we are using these cones on the weaving machine to impart weft threads, or to introduce or to insert the weft threads. Because in shutterless weaving, we are not using shuttles. So there, in that case, these cones are directly mounted on the weaving machine to make available the weft yarn. So students, this is about the working or passage of yarn on warp winding machine, which we have covered in the last class, and we have revised it. So if you have any question till now, you can ask, otherwise we'll move forward. So parts of winding machine, that also we have covered in the last class. Again, repeating it: guide rod, it guides the yarn in upward direction from the supply package. Supply package से yarn को upward direction में guide करने के लिए guide rod and porcelain guides हम use करते हैं. Tensioner, it is one of the main part of winding machine. This is very important part of winding machine. It is next to guide rod. It is adjustable to remove weak places. इसका जो tension है हम उसको adjust कर सकते हैं according to our requirement, according to yarn which we are going to use. So it is adjustable to remove weak places or weak knots from the yarn. A disc type tensioner is used in the winding machine. The weight of disc and number of discs which is applied on the yarn is called setting of the tensioner. So आप weight of the disc भी change करके tensioner की setting change कर सकते हैं, और number of disc बढ़ा के या घटा के भी हम tensioner की setting को change कर सकते हैं. And the setting of the tensioner depends is determined in this way for different yarns. For carded yarns, because this is inferior quality, and for combed yarn, which is a better quality, we require different setting, or we require different tension, amount of tension or amount of load we are applying on the yarn. So here 1/8 of single yarn strength is taken, and here 1/10 of single yarn strength is taken. So yarn strength पर depend करेगा कि हमें कितना tension apply करना है. अगर carded yarn है तो yarn strength का 1/8 हम tension apply करेंगे, और अगर combed yarn है तो उस पर हम 1/10 of single yarn strength का tension उस पर apply करेंगे. So in this way we are setting the tensioner, and by doing the proper setting or proper adjustment of the tensioner, we can remove the objectionable faults for that particular yarn. The next important part is slub catcher. It is also situated on the guide rod after the tensioner. ये tensioner के बाद एक guide rod के ऊपर situated होता है, mounted होता है. It removes slubs, big knots, and thick places from the yarn. It is also adjustable depending on the count or yarn diameter. Yarn diameter या count के according ये भी adjustable होता है. So we can set, or we can do the setting of the slub catcher according to our requirement, according to yarn count, according to yarn diameter, and what the permissible limit we are taking as an objectionable fault. So mainly tensioner and slub catcher both are responsible to obtain the first object, means package inspection, means remove all the objectionable faults. So some of the faults can be removed by tensioner, and some of the faults are removed by slub catcher, and it can be setted according to our requirement. And again, for combed yarn and carded yarn, it will be different settings. So for combed yarn, it is 1.5 to 2 times of yarn diameter. जितना yarn diameter है, उसका 1.5 5 to 2 टाइम्स हम स्लब केचर का जो ओपनिंग है उसको हम सेट करके रखेंगे, और अगर कार्डेड है तो 2 to 2.5 टाइम्स ऑफ yarn diameter. And yarn diameter can be calculated by using this formula 1/28 root count. And this will give you diameter in inches. So to get a yarn diameter in inches, you can calculate it with the help of yarn count. So if you know the yarn count, you can get the diameter. And if you know the diameter, you can set the slub catcher, or you can do the setting of the slub catcher accordingly, if it is combed yarn or it is carded yarn. So in this way, by properly setting the tensioner and slub catcher, we can remove all the objectionable faults and we can achieve the first object of winding. So to obtain the first object of winding, these two parts are important, slub catcher and tensioner. Next part we are taking is traverse drum. The cone is supported and rotated by the drum. So you have seen in the diagram, cone किसी spindle पर नहीं लग रहा है, ये अपने आप से rotate नहीं हो रहा है. Cone को rotation मिलता है due to surface contact with drum. तो surface contact की वजह से cone rotate होता है. So it is supported and rotated by the traverse drum, and the grooves gives the required traverse movement to the yarn. और जो grooves drum में बने हुए हैं, they are imparting required traverse movement to the yarn, which travels in these grooves. क्योंकि ये yarn जो है इस groove में travel करता है, और ये क्योंकि grooves पूरी की उसकी width के ऊपर है, तो width wise yarn को उसके ऊपर wind करता है. It is made of bakelite. जो drum है वो bakelite का बना होता है. Each groove drum has 2.5 revolutions. These are the number of revolutions on the drum, 2.5 revolutions. This is about traverse drum. Last part is cone holder bracket, which we have shown in the diagram at the top. It is situated above the groove drum. Groove drum के ऊपर होता है, made of either metal or bakelite. ये भी metal या bakelite का बना होता है. It is used for picking up और downing the cone during winding process. और जो cone है उसको lift करने के लिए या lower करने के लिए हम cone holder bracket use करते हैं. जब भी thread break होता है तो cone को unnecessary friction या rubbing नहीं हो ड्रम के साथ, इसलिए उसको लिफ्ट करना होता है. और जैसे ही हम वापस वाइंडिंग प्रोसेस स्टार्ट करते हैं तो उसको उसके ड्रम के कॉन्टैक्ट में लाने के लिए उसको हम लोअर डाउन करते हैं, एंड दैट इज डन विद द हेल्प ऑफ कोन होल्डर ब्रैकेट. नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस और नेक्स्ट type of winding is known as weft winding. So students, we have taken first weft winding, that is known as cone winding. Now we are taking, it's a more or less very similar process as weft winding, but with some differences. So we are taking it separately. And weft winding is also known as pun winding, and this is used only for shuttle loops, unconventional, conventional loops only. But for non-conventional or unconventional or shuttle-less looms, we do not require this process. So nowadays, this is an obsolete technology because all the conventional looms, most of the industries have replaced conventional looms with unconventional looms or shuttle-less looms. So nowadays, this is an obsolete technology. But just to know the concepts, we are still understanding all these machines in our syllabus. Students, here we are taking introduction of this. And in introduction of pun winding, the efficiency of weaving depends to some extent on the nature of the weft package. Weaving machine की जो efficiency है, वो भी कुछ extent तक weft package किस तरह का है, weft package कैसा बना हुआ है, उसकी क्या nature है, उस पर depend करेगा. The ring bobbin obtained from spinning process cannot be directly used in weaving shed as weft supply package due to frequent yarn breakages and stoppage of machine causing production loss. आपके मन में ये क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि जब इसका शेप, पर्न का शेप और रिंग बॉबिन का शेप ऑलमोस्ट सेम है, तो हम उसी को क्यों नहीं यूज कर लेते? The reason is given here. Ring bobbin obtained from spinning process cannot be directly used. Why? It cannot be used as weft supply package during weaving due to frequent yarn breakages. क्योंकि हमने वहां पर जो वाइंडिंग का जो फर्स्ट ऑब्जेक्ट है वो अचीव नहीं किया है, वो हमने अप्लाई नहीं किया है, तो जनरली yarn breakages ज्यादा होंगे अगर डायरेक्टली हम रिंग बॉबिन यूज करते हैं. और अगर yarn breakages लूम पे होते हैं तो ये पूरी मशीन लूम को स्टॉप करते हैं. इट मींस देयर विल बी a huge loss of production. So to avoid that, we are going through this winding process ताकि हम उसकी जो भी faults and defects हैं उनको पहले से remove करें ताकि machine के stop weaving machine के stoppage कम से कम हो सके. And even the yarn is wound with more compactness, so it accommodates a little bit more yarn as compared to ring bobbin, even the same shape, same size. That's why punts are introduced, which are free from yarn imperfections, yarn defects, and have the property of compactness. ज़्यादा compact होते हैं, that is, can accommodate more yarn length on a given diameter as compared to ring bobbin. Due to these two reasons, we need this extra process, which is known as weft winding or pun winding. Objects of pun winding are removal of objectionable imperfections or faults, जो कि warp winding का भी object है, such as weak places, knots, etc. Second is smooth unwinding in shuttle without sloughing off. स्लफिंग ऑफ का मतलब ये होता है कि कभी कभी यार्न जो अनवाइंडिंग हो रही है पर्न से, वो एक लेयर के बजाय एक से ज्यादा अगर लेयर्स वहां से अनवाइंड होगी तो जो एक्स्ट्रा यार्न निकलेगा दैट इज नोन एज स्लफिंग ऑफ. तो वो अवॉइड करना होता है, दैट शुड नॉट बी देयर ड्यूरिंग द अनवाइंडिंग. सो अनवाइंडिंग शुड बी स्मूथ एंड दैट कैन बी डन विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस मशीन. टेंशन शुड बी यूनिफॉर्म ड्यूरिंग अनवाइंडिंग फ्रॉम फुल टू एम्प्टी पर्न. स्टार्ट से लेके एंड तक पूरा जो टेंशन है वो इक्वल यूनिफॉर्म रहना चाहिए. एंड फोर्थ वन इज कॉम्पैक्टनेस, मींस अकोमोडेशन ऑफ मोर yarn length on given diameter. These are the main objects of pun winding machine. And here is the diagram which is indicating passage of yarn on pun winding machine, and separately the pun diagram of pun is shown here. So students, you can understand here the passage. And it is starting from here. So this is the supply package, which we are getting from spinning in the form of cone. So these cones we are getting from the spinning as a supply package. And then this cone is guided through this yarn guide in the downward direction. So here the direction of the flow is just opposite of the previous one, warp winding. वहाँ पर हम bottom से top की तरफ जा रहे थे, यहाँ पर हम top से bottom की तरफ आ रहे हैं. So this yarn is guiding the yarn towards tensioner, which is used to remove the weak places. Another type of tensioner is used again to remove the weak places which cannot be removed here. That is known as clamp type of tensioner. And then here it is passing through a drop pin, which is a thread stop motion. So whenever thread stop is there, to stop the machine, we are using this drop pin, which is holding, which is supported by the yarn. So when the yarn will be there, the machine will be running, continuously running. But when the thread break will be there, the drop pin will be dropped and it will activate the stop motion. The machine will get stopped. Yes, students, we are using a threaded bar on which we are using a guide. So the yarn is passing through this guide, and this guide is traversing on this threaded bar. So here we are not using drum-like thing, which is having grooves for the traverse in the previous machine. Here we are using a threaded bar. So ये उस तरह से काम कर रहा है जैसे नट और बोल्ट काम करता है. So this guide can be understood as a nut, and this can be understood as a bolt, which is having bars, threaded bars. So this guide is moving. This guide is moving on this, or this is traversing on this from left to right, and winding the coils on the pun. So and the pun is held by this holder, which is known as pun holder, and it is mounted on a spindle. यहाँ पर हम डायरेक्ट इसको मूवमेंट दे रहे हैं, डायरेक्टली हम इसको रोटेट कर रहे हैं. So because this pun is held by this pun holder at both the sides, and it is mounted on a holder, on a spindle, which is getting a rotary movement from some motor. And when it is because it is rotating, so this pun is rotating and the yarn is wound on this pun, and it is getting traversed with the help of this guide and threaded bar. So the yarn wounds from bottom to top of the package. So here this pun is shown here. This is tip part of the pun, and this back part is known as butt, on which some rings are there. Here we have some extra length to wind the extra length. We are having some coils of the weft, which is known as bunch length, and this part is back chase on the main part of the pun, is known as back chest. This back chest, this taper angle, this is having a taper angle. So this is the shape of the yarn or the package wound on the pern. And this bunch length is required when, because this pern is laying behind the pick when it's traveling from one shuttle box to another shuttle box. So when this is exhausted, this yarn is exhausted on the pern at the end of this process, when weft is running on the loom and after particular length of fabric, this will get exhausted. ये जैसे exhaust होता है, तो this is sensed by a sensor and machine, the stop motion activates to stop the machine. But जैसे stop motion activate होगा, एकदम से machine stop नहीं होगी, brake will be activated, और जैसे ब्रेक लगाएंगे, ब्रेक लगाते लगाते भी 2-3 पिक्स में गेट इंसर्टेड इन द यार्न. तो वो जो 2-3 पिक हैं एज अ बंच, हम उसको एक्स्ट्रा यहाँ पर रखते हैं, उसको हम बंच लेंथ बोलते हैं. इट इज कंसिस्टिंग ऑफ लेंथ इक्वल टू 2-3 पिक्स. तो जब इसको जब सेंस होगा और मशीन स्टॉप होना स्टार्ट होगी, ब्रेक अप्लाई होगा, तब जब तक मशीन रुकेगी 2-3 पिक्स में गेट इंसर्टेड. तो यहाँ अगर यार्न एग्जॉस्ट हो गया है तो वेफ्ट में खाली चले, फैब्रिक में वेफ्ट वहां पे खाली होगा, खाली चलेगा. तो उसको अवॉइड करने के लिए यहाँ पे हम 2-3 some length of the yarn which is equal to 2 or 3 picks is wound extra on this, and that is known as punch length. So students, it is all about the passes and this pern. Once again, I am repeating the passes in the systematic manner. The supply package in form of cones, cheeses or ring cops are placed in vertical position on the machine, जो हमने दिखाया था diagram में. The unwinding of yarn takes place over the end of the package, क्योंकि इसमें हमने उस पे रखा हुआ है, तो उसके ऊपर से unwinding start होती है end से. Yarn then passes through tensioning device, stop motion, guide, and through traverse guide, and finally on pern. So this is about the passage of the material on the machine. This is some introduction about and some explanation about the mechanism used on, a brief introduction about the mechanism used on pern winding machine. 3 types of motions are required on pern winder. If you observe the motion minutely, the motions of pern winder or pern winding machine, 3 types of motions are imparted. One is rotary motion for winding of yarn. अब देखें यहाँ पे ये स्पिंडल रोटेट हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से पर्न रोटेट हो रही है, और पर्न के रोटेट होने से उसके ऊपर वाइंडिंग हो रही है. दिस इज वन टाइप ऑफ मोशन imparted, rotary motion. Rotary motion for winding of yarn. A reciprocating motion for spreading coils. That is done with the help of this guide and this guide and threaded bar. This traverse motion. So a reciprocating or traverse motion for spreading coils. Coils को uniformly पूरे पैकेज पर spread करने के लिए हम reciprocating motion use कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे. And a translatory motion to wound yarn on whole length of the pern. Yes, little bit changes there. This guide is reciprocating, but it is reciprocating for a particular length only. This is reciprocating on a particular length. So the yarn is wound on a particular length of the pern. And then in the next time, it is moving forward. The next time, it is moving a little bit forward. Again, little bit forward. And that is given here, the third type motion, a translatory motion to wound yarn on whole length of the pern. These 3 types of motion are performing the function or the achieving the object of preparing the pern on the pern winding machine. Perns are used as a weft package on shuttle looms. They are cob built and are made of wood, paper, plastic or metal. There are different builds, but we are not going into the detail of the builds because this is not in our syllabus. So here we are using cob built in this on this package. So students, once again, I will repeat the diagram in this presentation. So if you have any question related with this diagram, you can ask. Still we have approximately 4 minutes. Otherwise, thank you. We have covered the topic, almost all topic. So if you want, if you have any question related with full topic, I will just repeat the slides. If you have any question in any slide, you can ask.